Hello, and welcome back to Rainy Day Discussion number 10. Today we're looking at Stun Grenade, and kind of just stun in general. This item is pretty good, but only on certain enemies, which kind of sucks. Basically, hordes of Elder Lemurians, hordes of brass contraptions, this thing can work greatly. This thing can be incredible. Sadly, Stone Titans horde of minis are still a thing. I thought they tried to remove that patches ago. Like, what happened? And stun can help there. You can kind of just lock down a horde of many with them, which is really nice. But the issue is that a lot of enemies, a lot of really high priority targets like Greater Wisps and Parents, can't be stunned, which is kind of stupid. It's like I would love it if this item was the end all be all horde of many destroyer combined with ukulele and some other stuff. I feel like that would be fantastic if this was just like, oh, shoot a horde of many, but I have a few stacks of stun grenades, so I'm good. So a few things to point out with stun grenade. One, it has hyperbolic scaling for some reason. So you'd think plus 5% on stack, you'd think 20 of these would give you full, but no. You'd need like a ton of them. Like teddy bears also have hyperbolic scaling. And completely blocking incoming damage versus, where is it again? There it is. Stunning an enemy for 2 seconds isn't really comparable, especially since the chance is so low. I feel like it should stack linearly because it takes 20 of this white item to have a guaranteed chance. I guess you can use Clover, but making this item stack linearly but have no effect with Clovers I think would be a good trade-off. I don't know, it's kind of like with the Chronobubble video where I think reducing attack speed would make the game would just be way too powerful and make the game way too easy. Stun is such a weird mechanic because it's either incredible or awful. And it's like, blah. It's like if you buff this item too much, it becomes the best white in the game because it just absolutely shuts down certain enemies, especially Elder Lemurians. Because just having a few stacks of these, like I'll show the Crescendo clip real quick, can completely lock down a horde of many Elder Lemurian spawn, which is just insane, like insanely dangerous. Like I get those all the time on stage 5, and this item helps out a ton there. Now I'd rather have other white items like bleed or sticky bombs, stuff like that, but stun can help a lot. And I do kind of want to talk about stun in general, like Loader, Spike Hook, Captain's M2. I really want to talk about Captain's M2 real quick. Captain's M2 I think is pretty good, actually, especially in 6mm. In looping runs, it's kind of garbage. But it resets your primary, so you can shoot twice really quickly. It does a small bit of damage, and it completely locks down an elite enemy. So let's say there's an overloading Lemurian over there. There's a regular Lemurian, like stage 1. You shoot that guy, then you focus on his friends. Like, it's not an awful mechanic. It's not an awful weapon. I feel like it does need a slight buff, but it's not completely useless like some people say. I wish I could stun parents, and I wish stunning brass contraptions actually worked. That's a big thing that I forgot to mention. Brass contraptions, when they're stunned, if they already have like the 3 orbs above them, they'll still shoot them out. Which either make me not be able to stun them, or make the stun actually work, because that's not intuitive as a new player. I think I've actually died my first few runs of the game because I had a stun grenade. I stunned the brass contraption while he had his orbs up, and I was like, okay, I can move on to other enemies now. And then I got blasted. It's like, that... What? But yeah, there's some really big threats that you can stun here. You got Imps, you got Clay Templars. I believe they can be... Yeah, they can be stunned, I'm pretty sure. You got brass contraptions if they don't have it already set up. You have jellyfish that can be stunned. There's a lot of enemies here that are really scary and can easily destroy your run. Like, if you have a jellyfish with bands in void fields, that can one-shot you. Like, pretty easily. And stun helps you that. Commando's default primary, or default special can stun, which I still prefer grenades. I'll make a video about that sometime. But the stun can help a lot. Just deal with groups, because you can just kind of spray and pray your default special. At least I think you can. It's been a while since I've used that. Mercenary shift stuns, and that's hella useful. I need to mute that. But it's very useful. That's helped me get out of many sticky situations. Accurate shift stuns. Like, stun is a very powerful mechanic, and I wish they would do more with it. Because there's a lot of characters, Artificer's right-click stuns. Like, there's a lot of it. I think Nanobomb stuns, pretty sure. But yeah, like, it's a very powerful mechanic, and it definitely needs to be used. Because it can completely just ruin hordes of many Elder Lemurians, which are really scary. Another big thing with stun that I think is should be a big buff to it, make it work with Deathmark. According to Datic2580, I'll throw up a clip that he had, it doesn't work with Deathmark, which is really stupid. Like, it's a debuff. It's a debuff. Why does it not work with Deathmark? Like, why is bleed a debuff but not stun? That doesn't make sense. So please have that work. Another way to fix stun would have it so you don't have to have a ton of them. Make it reapply. Like, you know how bleed has the refresh weight now? Make that be the same case with stun grenade. I think that would heavily help this item if you don't want to make it stun more targets. Because then you can completely lock down stuff like Elder Lemurians and Stone Titans with just a few of them, which is really useful. That's going to be it for stun grenades. Sorry, this one was a little bit late. I'm just kind of going through some stuff mentally, and hopefully I'll get through that and get back to doing these daily. I do have a very special video coming up next, which I'm really excited about. So I'll be doing an interview on Poison versus Blight. I'll be talking to somebody who's done a lot of work comparing the two in the Risk Grade 2 community, and I'm very proud of them and what they've done. And hopefully that'll go well, and y'all will see that in the next few days. Because Blight and Poison is... It's not as clear as you would think, I feel like. Blight can be really useful early stages, while Poison is just incredible on bosses. And Purity definitely buffs Blight a good bit. So we'll see how that goes out. Hopefully I'll learn some stuff, hopefully you'll learn some stuff. And that's it for today's video on Stun Grenade. Have a good day.